Jess. I teach yoga here in Blissfield at Royal Yoga Studio, and I'm going to be leading you through a kids yoga flow. So all ages are welcome. Maybe this is intended for the elementary school set, maybe 2nd or 3rd grade through 5th grade, but you are welcome to join at any age. So we are going to first, before we begin, talk just a little bit about the parts of yoga that are really important that we're going to do today. So breathing is first. So one really important aspect of yoga is breathing, and we put a lot of emphasis on breathing and just noticing yourself breathing, feeling it, and putting a little extra focus or effort there, and to make sure that we're filling up fully and that we're emptying out when we breathe out fully. And what this does is just helps to calm us down physically in our body, calm our minds down. And then, so breathing, and then poses or physical practice. So what we're doing with our body, all the shapes we're gonna make, that's another big part of yoga, but it's not the only part. And then lastly, what we're gonna do today is rest. And so like restoration is when we take a little time at the end of class to relax, okay? So breathing, poses, or shapes that we make on the mat, and rest, or time to relax, okay? So we're gonna get to all of those today, and we'll start just by breathing. So join me here. I'm in hero's pose. I'm on my knees. We call this hero's pose. So you can get on your knees, or you can sit crisscross on your mat, or on your floor if you don't have a mat. You don't need anything for this practice. If you don't have a yoga mat, that's great. If you have one, great. Just make sure that the floor is soft enough, like on carpet or a rug, that you don't hurt your knees to be down on the floor, okay? So we'll start just with a little bit of breathing and just sort of feeling with your hands, you breathing, okay? So start to breathe in through your nose, and then exhale or breathe out your mouth, like that, okay? Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth. Keep doing that. And maybe when you're ready, you start to just breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your nose. And try to feel with your hands, maybe one on top of the other, your belly, your ribs fill up. And then when you breathe out, see if you can feel your belly draw in or fall. Inhale, belly lifts. Exhale, belly drops. Right, just feel that. Take one more. If you want to close your eyes, you can close your eyes. Good. Okay, let's come into our first. So we're going to do first a yoga pattern. So you know what a pattern is, right? So you do a few things repeating, like chocolate ice cream, vanilla ice cream, chocolate, vanilla, like that. So we'll do a little yoga pattern to start and just to warm up before we do some other poses, okay? So you're gonna join me. We are gonna take rock pose to start. It looks like being on your knees, so from where you are, maybe take your knees a little bit wider and walk your hands out, and then drop your forehead to your mat. Okay? So now when you're here, open your eyes and just like take note of the color of your mat or your floor. And then when you like, if you want, you can close your eyes here. We're gonna do ocean breath. We're gonna do 3 rounds of ocean breath here. So you're gonna breathe in through your nose. And then like you're fogging up your yoga mat or your floor, you're gonna breathe out through your mouth like this. Like you're fogging up a glass. Inhale. One more time, breathe in, and then breathe out. Okay, inhale, come on up to a tabletop. So we're starting the pattern. I'll teach you, I'll walk you through it, and then we'll start to go a little bit quicker. You're gonna first imagine that you're like a really strong table. So tables are really strong and supportive. We're gonna spread our fingers out like little starfish and really press all of your fingertips into your mat like a star. And then make your belly strong, your spine really strong. Your knees can be about a little bit apart, right? So they're right underneath your hips. We're going to breathe in and take cow pose. So you're gonna, as you breathe in, you're gonna drop your belly and maybe you feel your shoulder blades squeeze together. You can lift your chin, you'll feel a big stretch here in the neck. And then as you breathe out, you're gonna take cat pose. Looks like angry cat or Halloween cat, scary cat. Round your spine, tuck your chin. And then you're gonna come back to rock pose. So sit your hips back, walk your hands out. Okay. Take a breath in. Ocean breath out. Seal your little fingers in, inhale. Breathe out. And we're gonna repeat our pattern now. You're going to breathe in and come up to your strong table. Hold here, pull your belly and make your belly strong. And then inhale as you drop your belly, lift your chin. Breathe out as you round your back for angry cat. And then inhale, come back to table. And then as you breathe out, come back to rock. Close your eyes if you like. Take 2 big ocean breaths. One more in. Big breath out. Okay, one more time through our pattern. Inhale, breathe in, come up to a strong table. Breathe out. Inhale for cow pose. Lift your chin. Exhale, cat pose. Round your spine. Inhale, back to table. And then breathe out into rock. Good. Inhale here. Breathe out. And then you're gonna seal your starfish hands into the mat. Tuck your toes under, so use your toes here to lift your seat up. Downward facing dog or dog pose. Looks like an upside down V. You feel that shape? A really strong pose. You make sure your arms are really strong. And we're just gonna walk our dog here to start. So just pedal out your feet. Oh, notice how that feels. Oh, maybe your legs are really sore, or maybe they feel okay, or maybe you feel this in your hands or your arms. This is a good pose to make your arms really strong. Now shake your head out gently, be careful, yes and no. And then maybe when you're ready, you try to make your dog, your downward facing dog, really still, okay? And then try to think about like lifting your tail, your dog tail, up towards the ceiling, okay? So lift your seat up, look at your toes, maybe wiggle your toes. And then you're going to walk your hands back towards your feet really slowly. So you're gonna take your hands step back, seal your fingers into the mat, slowly come back. Bend your knees when you go back there. And then, so if you can see me from the side, bend your knees and then make your, just come into a jellyfish. We call this jellyfish pose, or sometimes we call this waterfall pose. So you want to sort of feel like your whole body is made of jelly, no bones, right? And maybe you stay just like this, or you could grab opposite elbows and then just let your head shake out. And spread out your toes again, maybe look to your toes. But we're going to take 2 big breaths here. If you want to maybe straighten your legs a little bit, you can do that, but you could also keep them really bent. You want it to feel good, not to hurt. Okay, we're going to slowly stand up. You want to go super slowly, like your slow motion. Round your back as you start to stand up. Reach up over your head. And then take your hands down alongside you. Good. So come up to the top of your mat, or to the top of your space, the front of your space. And we're going to feel mountain pose. So mountain, if you can imagine, is super strong no matter what. Our mountains are strong under any weather, right? Any storm through the years. So you want to feel like you are in your strongest space. Like if a big gust of wind came by, it wouldn't knock you over. So maybe make your feet separate a little bit and then make your feet really strong. And imagine stretching your legs. So you're trying to stand up tall and stretch your legs. And then maybe you take your elbows back so you're standing up taller, your chest is open. Lift your chin up a little bit. Good. And then feel like you're pulling your head up towards the ceiling. Do you feel that? Good. going to, so mountain pose. This is our strong mountain pose. We're gonna come back to this quite a few times today. So from here, let's breathe in and reach your arms overhead. We're gonna take our mountain and lean it to the right. So you're gonna reach up and over to the right. Good, be really tall, and then come back up, and then over to the left. Oh, feel that big stretch. Inhale, reach up, and then bring your hands down alongside you, back to mountain pose. Let's do that one more time. So maybe you breathe while you move, okay? Inhale, breathe in, reach up. Maybe you breathe out, go to the right. Oh, maybe further this time. Breathe in, reach up, and then over to the left. Try to make your legs strong. Breathe in, reach up, and then back to mountain. Good. So now we're gonna do some standing poses, and we do standing poses, standing shapes in yoga to make our bodies really strong. So usually our lower body, like our legs, really strong. So you're going to start by standing at the top of your space, reach your right arm overhead, and then you're going to step your right foot forward a little bit and step your left foot back, okay? So right side is forward first. So you have one foot back, okay? And then bend your right knee and take your hands to your hips. So we're here. Does this feel good? You want to, so imagine as if, take your hands to your hips like this, and imagine that your hands, your fists are headlights, and try to make your headlights shine towards the front of your space, okay? Right at me, maybe if you're facing right towards me. Good, and make your front knee really strong, bend your leg. Good. Then you could reach your arms overhead really strong. Maybe even if you feel really strong and stable, like you're not gonna fall over, maybe you look up between your hands and spread out your fingers. Take a big breath here and a big strong breath out. Good. Take your hands back to your hips and take one big strong step to the top of the mat or the top of your space. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So reach your left arm up. We want our left foot forward, step your right leg, right foot back. Good? So come back to your headlights. So just feel, notice like my headlights are shining over here. I'm gonna try to turn them this way, and then I'm gonna get really steady. Reach my arms overhead. So don't tense up your shoulders. So notice if your shoulders are all the way up to your ears, try to relax your shoulders and then look up, be really strong. Breathe in one more time and breathe out. Okay, hands to your hips, step all the way back up. Good job. Okay, from the top of your mat now, you're going to hop, turn to the side. So turn to one side, and then you're gonna step into star. So sort of like this. You want your hands out to a T, spread out your fingers. So you're sort of facing, if you have a yoga mat, you're facing the wide way on your mat, right? I'll face you so you can see me. And then, so starfish pose, you can maybe reach your arms overhead a little bit more if that feels good. You're going to turn your right toes towards the top of your space, and then bend that right knee. Good, we call this warrior two. Now turn your hands down towards the floor and look forward over your right arm. Good, warrior two. So if you want to get a little bit funky with your warrior, you can pretend like you're a surfing warrior. You can play around with like, whoa, ride a really big wave and see if you can stay strong and steady. And then star, turn your toes back in. Then switch sides. Left side. Left toes go back towards the back edge of your space now. Now bend your left knee really strong. Okay, breathe in, breathe out. If you want to get weird, you can sort of surf. Try to play with like leaning forward and back and left and right. See if you can find something new, and then back to start. Good. Now hop your feet together and come back to the top of your space. Okay, good job. Okay, so those are some like strong poses. You feel like really strong, like maybe you feel like you're working your body a little bit here. Now we're going to try to come back to a little bit of stillness with some balancing poses. So we'll just do two. We're gonna do tree pose. It looks like you're gonna stand on your left foot or one foot, and then you're gonna create a little kickstand, right? Or you could lift your foot all the way up onto the leg, or you could grab your foot and then to your thigh, the inside of your upper leg, okay? Now, to get steady, you want to take your hands to your hips. Wherever you are, I'm going to put my foot down a little bit. Wherever you are, you want to try to stand up tall. And then rest your eyes, so set your eyes on just one spot. Find a little spot on your floor or on a piece of furniture or something out in front of you and look just at that one spot. And when you feel strong and steady, you could maybe reach one arm up, grow a branch, or maybe 2 branches all the way up. Gotta make your belly strong. Breathe in together here, and then breathe out. Okay, back to mountain. Good job. Let's switch sides. So whenever you're ready, you just start to maybe do the kickstand or foot all the way up. Go on the other side, just like you did before. Stand up tall and be careful here, because if we rush and throw our hands right up overhead, then we get knocked off of balance, okay? We want to imagine that your foot that you're standing on is like your roots. So if you need stronger roots, just take your toes to the floor like this. And then make your eyes look at just one thing, focus, and then maybe you reach your arms overhead. Keep breathing. Notice if you're holding your breath. We forget to breathe a lot. It's very weird, but we do it. Okay, back to mountain. Good job. Okay, let's do airplane pose, because I just really love it. It's really fun. You're going to stand on your left foot, or one foot, doesn't matter. And then my hands are going to go right here to my heart. I'm going to press my hands together, and I'm going to lift my opposite knee, or one knee up to my chest, and then I'm going to start to take off into an airplane pose. So I'm already balancing on one foot. That's already really great. If you just want to stay right here, you can stay right here. Or I'm going to start to like dip forward and open my wings, airplane pose, okay? So you gotta make this leg, this standing leg a little bit, and make your whole leg really strong. You feel that? And then make your fingers strong, your arms strong, and then land your plane, come back all the way up, mountain pose. Good. We will switch. I like to start like this and sort of find my balance here. Stand on the opposite leg, lift the knee up, and then you're going to start to take off, lean forward. When you're ready, open your wings and then make your whole body really strong. So it's not just about standing on the foot, it's about making your whole body really strong, so it's helping you balance, okay? Even your arms. And then come back, land your plane. Whew, back to mountain. Okay, now let's take your feet wide. So take your feet, maybe if you have a yoga mat, as wide as your yoga mat. If not, then maybe just a little bit wide like this, so you feel like you're A shape with your legs. And then maybe turn your toes outwards a little bit, and then bend your knees. We come into a yoga squat, okay? Or front pose, we call this front pose. So if you need to keep your hands down, you can do that, or maybe bring your hands here to your chest. Good. And we will just sort of bring it down a little bit. We'll just slow down a little bit. So from your frog, if you feel like you have good enough balance, close your eyes and feel all 10 toes. Okay? So maybe spread out your toes or wiggle your toes. Feel all 10 toes. And then press into your floor or your mat really hard with both feet. So keep your knees bent and stay as you are, but just feel your feet press down. You feel the press down? If you have your hands here at your chest or your heart, press your hands together. Breathe in, breathe out. One more time. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, ready? Take your hands behind you. Come onto your seat. Oh, good job. Okay, so let's take that right into a butterfly pose. So our knees are already bent. Take the bottoms of your feet, call those the soles of your feet, together. And sort of call this butterfly pose. So sort of like a butterfly, really gently, you can sort of rock your butterfly from side to side, or you could flap your butterfly wings and know that that's not like violently shaking your legs, okay? So we'll just be really mindful here. Now, we could stay here and be like a flying butterfly. It could be a wave butterfly. Or you take your fingers and grab your big toes or your edges of your feet, and you can be a sleeping butterfly. You can round and fold and drop your head a little bit and go sleep. Okay? And if you are a sleeping butterfly, maybe you snore 3 times or you take 3 big breaths. Okay, breathe. One more time. Okay, slowly come back up. And then reach your legs up really long. Okay, so find a comfortable seat with your legs up. So we're gonna stretch now. This is a really important muscle group. And if you know anything about the muscles in your legs, this back of your leg up here is called your hamstring. And from a really little age, you can start to develop really tight hamstrings, okay? So really important in this, you don't want this to hurt in any way, okay? So really important just to stretch them and be really mindful and really careful. But yeah, you wanna feel like you're stretching and you wanna feel like you're doing something. So wiggle your legs out, maybe pat your legs, get them ready, and then we call this flexing the feet. So flex your feet and pull your toes back towards you. Yeah, so your toes are straight up, your legs are really strong. And then reach your hands forward and start to fold forward. Okay? And then keep your chin up so that you can look above your toes or out in front of you. And then just stop there. If you want to take your hands to the floor, you can do that, or your legs, or you could grab your toes. Try to keep your legs really strong and your chin up. Okay? Big breath in here and then out. Okay, come on up. Again, wiggle out your ankles. I like to make little circles and then go both directions. Maybe point and flex. We'll do it one more time, okay? This time, reach up, breathe in, and then fold forward and breathe out. Now this time, maybe you set your eyes, you look to your own legs, and you can fold a little bit further. If you need to bend your knees, you can bend your knees, okay? You could tuck your chin a little bit. You feel your belly press against your legs. It's hard sort of to breathe when you're crunched forward like that. Big breath in and a big breath out. Good job. Okay, come all the way up. We're gonna take our rest now. We're gonna start to come back onto our backs and rest. So do anything else that you feel like you wanna do and get yourself ready to rest. So be ready here mentally to rest. So I'm gonna sort of turn a little bit so you can see me, so you can still hear me. Just lie back onto your back. And then we will do a little, we call it a little body scan. So you're gonna feel all the areas of your body before we rest, okay? So take a big stretch. Reach your arms overhead, point your toes, stretch your fingers out wide to make biggest hands you can make. Biggest hands, point your toes. And then squeeze your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. Okay, back to big full stretch. Spread out your fingers, make your big hands, point your toes, and then rest your arms down alongside you. Okay, so I'm gonna take my feet a little bit wider, sort of like now, if you wanna rest like this, you could rest like this. If you want sort of starfish legs, let your feet wiggle and wobble. Or you could rest with your arms in starfish arms. So overhead, like this. Okay. I always like to do the starfish. I still do the starfish every time I do yoga, I do this. So you just choose what feels comfortable for you, and then we'll start to feel our body from the toes all the way up to the fingertips, okay? So start to just, if you want, close your eyes, if you're comfortable. Find a little bit of a calm space, restful space. Feel calm and still and focused here, ready to rest. So start to, without looking or moving too much, just feel your toes and feel your toes and your feet and your ankles, and then make your toes, your feet, your ankles really still, really heavy, really to rest. And then gently feel your legs, your knees, your hips. And then make your legs, your knees, and your hips ready to rest. Really heavy, really still. Okay? And then feel your belly, your lungs, your ribs. And then breathe out as you let your belly, your ribs, your lungs, your whole torso heavy and ready to rest. And then just start to feel your face, your jaw, your cheeks. Feel your ears and your eyes, and even the top of your head. As you breathe out, feel your whole head, your whole face ready to rest and still. And then feel your arms, your shoulders, your elbows, your hands, and all 10 fingers. Breathe in here, and then breathe out. Let your both arms be really heavy. Your fingers relaxed, ready to rest. We'll make a little bit of time to just be. So sort of like you're gonna go to sleep, but we're not gonna go to sleep. We'll just rest here, totally still, totally calm for just another minute. You can just breathe naturally. Maybe notice the sounds in your room without opening your eyes. Just notice them. Notice the sound of your breath. Notice how it feels to lie against the floor. Okay. And then start to breathe deeper now. And move your hands and your feet really slowly. Maybe come into a big stretch again. And then hug your knees into your chest. Good. Press yourself up onto your seat. So come on up onto your bottom and take like a crisscross applesauce seat. We're gonna close here with one ocean breath together. So you're going to, as you're breathing, you're gonna reach your hands overhead. So you're gonna breathe in, reach up, clap at the top, and then breathe out. Thank you guys for sharing with me. I hope